Hello, everybody. That's okay. Leave it. Yeah, so we can hear it. It's okay. Come on in, folks. I'm gonna give it a few minutes. Good evening, everybody. Come on in. I'm gonna give it a couple minutes. Let a few people come in. How is everybody? Come on in, folks. So, just to give you a little information before everybody comes in, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about investigative work that was being done in Cal City, which by the looks of it appears to be logistical. By what they were doing, it definitely seems like logistical. Hello, Purple Knights. Hello, everybody. Hello, Southern Magnolia. We're getting there. Logisticals. What that is basically
logistics.
They're doing the logistics of it. They're doing all the measurements. I received information today that the police were out there investigating. What they were doing is they were doing measurements. They were measuring from the neighbor's house over. They were measuring from the street to the house. From the house, basically, to where the van would have been sitting. Yes, in Cal City on Aspen. So, what they can do a lot of time, especially, they have the video footage, okay? If they figure out, all the specs on the camera, once they do the logistical part, they can actually figure out basically the exact height and everything of the children that were taken into the van. And if they figure, it could be for many different reasons. But the fact that they're measuring, the fact that they're doing logistics at the Cal City house, that makes me want to think that that is a crime scene. We were told once that by CSI that they wouldn't have been there if it wasn't considered a crime scene. We know the FBI was there. There was a lot of different entities that have been to that home. Wendy, I'm not going to say that, but there's been so many different things. I'll go back over it in a minute, folks. I'm going to go over it, but logistics, what the logistics do is that tells them how far from the camera.
Go ahead. Just for the camera.
No, Michelle Watkins, the house actually, it was taped off one night like a crime scene. It definitely was 100%. You can go back through our footage and you'll see the nighttime footage where they were excavating in the backyard and sifting and doing all kinds of stuff. And they actually had crime scene tape up. They had the lights on the ground. They had the whole shebang. But the fact is this actually shows this case is not going cold. Bakersfield PD made that straight up forward, blunt, that it was not going cold, that they were still investigating. They were still investigating tips. They still had tips coming in, but logistics, they should be able to tell basically within probably an inch how tall each one of those children and everybody that got into or out of that van was on that video once they get the logistics done. Because they're going to be able to go in and it's mathematics. It's all about mathematics now from what the logistics portion is. They're doing all their measurements, then they'll put it all, everything's going to go on paper, it's all going to go in the computer, and they will start figuring out the size of everything. They will be able to literally figure out what and who actually got in that van and who didn't get in the van. Yes, we are in Chatsworth, Wendy. I just left a friend's house.
Keep shining. It's a BPD.
No.
It was Bakersfield Department, right?
Nope.
What?
I was told it was actually Cal City Police Department that was there, but Bakersfield could have been there also. This is not the first time they did logistics on this house. They have done it more than once. Well, actually, my understanding is that two of the kids are the same size or smaller than the toddlers. They're really close in size. And then the other ones were larger. Hello, Roro. Welcome. But what it is when you look at logistics, what they're doing is they're going from the video cameras that picked up the footage of them getting in the van with children. They're taking that footage, and what they're going to do is they're going to take that footage and I'm sure they will get the information of exactly what type of cameras they are, how far the cameras are, how far it is from the house. They're going to put all the information together, and they will be able to figure out a basic size of those children, the children that entered that van. I do not think that the toddlers entered that van that night. I do not believe it.
Michelle says, when did this come out?
This came out today. This was today. This happened today. Here,
Oni says, so that means the footage from the
19th is definitely important, because the footage from the 19th is either going to prove that the kids were with them, or it's going to prove that they lied about the children. And if they lied about the children that night, then what? It brings in a whole new story.
Wendy says, where was the cameras? Do you
Right there is a picture that I received today. Okay. I'm sorry it's a little bumpy, but we're in the truck, folks. But that's one. I will post them later on today. There's another one. You can see, well, hold on. You can see he's using a measuring tape in his hands right there. Kind of. This thing is so bumpy, I'm sorry, folks. But we're in the truck and it is bumpy. And then you can see them over there at the house there also. I will post the pictures. Roro, do me a favor right now. No, I know, but send me your phone number to my other line, which is 661-456-6978. 661-456-6978. Send me your info, your phone number, and I'll send you these right now. I'll send you the pictures because you'll be able to, see them better especially.
Hello, Regina.
But, I feel it's a blessing to know definitely that this case hasn't gone cold. And the more we stay on top, the more we bring it public, the more it's going to bring attention to this case. And I'm sure they're going to do some more door knocking if they did not do it today. I haven't even heard from Jamie in so long. I don't even know where she's at. Yes. Okay, for anybody that's coming on, I'm going to bring it right. I'm going to go back to the beginning to let everybody know. Earlier today, the police were at the Aspen house in Cal City doing logistics. Logistics, which means measuring all the different areas, measuring from the cameras to the house, from the cameras to where the van was, and to the street and all that. And what they do with the logistics is they can usually put together a very close approximate size of the kids. So, I can't see why they would be out there doing logistics if they don't believe something happened at that home. Oni, in regards to the footage showing the side yard, I think the chief made that pretty well blatant that they didn't leave that side yard, because he said that if they did leave, they would have had to have been carried, and most likely it would have taken more than one adult to carry those boys out of that home. And Oni, you're 100% right. They must be looking into Mike's footage, because they are measuring from his cameras. And I'm sure later on, hopefully, Duty Ron will, speak on the fact of this also. In regards to the fact of the logistics and so forth. Manny, here's the thing. Okay. In order for a person to carry them boys out, one person, those boys would not have been fighting with them, screaming, yelling, nothing. There was none of that heard by the neighbors. The dogs didn't go off. There were dogs that lived 2 houses over from there that no matter what time I went to that home, those dogs came out and greeted me. Well, Grandma, the weird thing about, okay, foster care and adoption and so forth like that, it's a very, very touchy subject with kids that are in foster care or have gone into foster care or been adopted. And that was a special night. So I'm sure there were people out in the neighborhood. People were out there watching. You know, they were watching for the Star of Bethlehem. What was it? Like 800 years or something like that since last one. So for anyone religious, that would be a huge night. Yes, there's a bunch of Chihuahuas and like little terrier Yorkie type dogs that live near there, so they would have been yiping. And also the family dog didn't bark also. And folks, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. It'd be appreciated. I think I lost it. Was that about the Chihuahuas? Is that the one? Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, hey folks, if it fades out for a second, don't run away. Just give us a minute. We'll be right back on. See, this part won't prove that they were never in that house. Okay, it's not going to prove that they were never in that house, but what it may prove is that the night they said that they disappeared and the night they said they went to another location, it may prove that they lied about that. Well, in regards to the Bio family, all the Bio family was talked to, you know. And Do I believe that the Bio family had anything to do with their disappearance? No, I do not. Nothing. Their whole story. I mean, I know there's other entities that say that they were threatened before they spoke. I don't know where the threats are. I know people went up and they came out, and the people I saw go up to the door, I know they didn't threaten them. And to say that those people threatened them when they went up to the door, you also had a news reporter at the door. So, you know, somebody's not being honest there. I believe the Bio family wants to know what happened to their children. Because my thoughts of how the Bio family would think is, I want to know what happened to my children because they were entrusted into the safety of this family, and now my children are gone. And that's what any one of us would want. You know, but I mean, we could all sit here and we could say, oh, I believe this, I believe that, but the fact is we got to wait for the true evidence. We have to wait for the true evidence. We have to wait and see what comes back. The logistics, like I've said for a long time, my personal opinion is I believe the boys made it to Cal City. I believe something happened in Cal City. What happened in Cal City, we don't know yet. But something happened. We all know something happened. We just don't know what. We don't know when. And we have to go by facts. The fact is, law enforcement was at that house again today. This time doing logistics again. This is not the first time they've done logistics. CSI helps do logistics and also recover evidence. I hope I don't lose y'all folks because we're headed back up into, the Antelope Valley. But if it goes off, don't go running anywhere. We'll be right back, Can you mod on Victorious? Okay. Purple Knights, you ask and you shall receive. See, the FBI has to believe. I see somebody saying the FBI needs to take it over completely. The FBI has to believe that there was a federal crime committed. And at this point in time, I don't even like to think it, but even a murder charge would not be a federal offense. So, The FBI, yes, the FBI helps. They have, I mean, both the FBI and Bakersfield Police Department both have amazing investigative departments. They have everything that they need. The FBI, well, see, even with corruption, then it would bring in IAB, you know.
Victoria's on there.
Oh, is she? I'm Victorious. Do you have your
Is she on there?
Is she on right now?
I'm asking you to ask her.
I'm Victorious.
Are you on here right now? I'm Victorious. If so, can you comment?
Post something. Yes, there she is. Got her. I'm Victorious. Check for your wrench. I think you're there.
Comment one more time, please.
See, you know, in regards to Jacqueline's side of the family, do remember that hey, her mom is the one. Yay, welcome, I'm Victorious. Her mother, Jacqueline's mother, was the one that was stated to be driving that white Tahoe that had the eyelashes, that when she was asked if she was a DCFS worker, she shrugged her shoulders and put her hands up like maybe. That right there, you know, that's like borderlines illegal. And I did send in the footage showing that she brought foster children to that home. She should be under investigation as it is also. There's no reason that Jacqueline's mom should not be under investigation, especially with the fact that Jacqueline's mom also allowed Jacqueline to stay in her house for a while after she left the home on Aspen. Because then she yelled at people that her daughter couldn't even come there and take a shower. No, she darn well should not be. But all we know right now, folks, is that we do, you know, they are investigating. They have not dropped the ball on this investigation. And that, I say thank you, law enforcement. You know, stay on top of it, please. They will not state who or when they spoke with anybody in regards to this case. You know, I don't know about the fact of the other kids, if they're back in their custody or not. I believe law enforcement will do the right thing. You know, I know there's a lot of touchy subjects right now with law enforcement in regards to this case. There was a, you know, there was a lot. But, you know, I mean, this will probably piss off some people too, but it's not to piss people off, but it could be a fact. well, I think it's Officer Thomas Hernandez from Bakersfield Police Department that was brought up, that he's from the very beginning of the case. I mean, it's a very, very touchy situation with that. It's a real sticky situation because the man's been involved with this case for a long time, since the beginning. Yeah, Roro, it's all, I know it's definitely all in the paperwork, but I look at all the realms, and you wonder and you think about all the different things of why they would have him the lead investigator on this case. Is it because he knows the case better than anybody? Is it because he's the best detective they have? Or is it a conflict of interest with corruption? Those are all the different angles, And that's, I mean, whoa, oh my God. I know there's a lot of people that don't, but those are really the angles. And Jamal Watkins, hey, me with Jamal Watkins, my thing with Jamal Watkins is, why didn't he use his power to throw this national right from the beginning? Why didn't his family and the adoptive side of the say, hey, help us out, let's find these kids? Yeah, we might go in and out on the signal, folks, so give me a minute. If we do, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, are we good, folks? Can you hear me at least? If so, hit the 1 so I know I can continue talking. All right. I mean, I know a lot of people don't understand why I think the way I think, but I have to think outside the box. I have to think of all the different areas, all the facets of the case, and look at all the different angles. I can't just look at it as a one-sided case, because then what would that make me? That definitely would not make me an investigative reporter. That would make me just somebody out there, throwing things around. I don't want to throw things around. I want facts. My understanding is they had one dog. One dog. That's it. But the neighbors around there had dogs. There was at least 5 of them that used to come out and greet me every time I went there. Yes, I was feeding them chicken, but, they got to know who I was, and every time I showed up, they would come out for some chicken. Yeah, the dogs would have barked. That's a fact. Those dogs would have barked. Okay, Danny, you're right. It appears, yes, conflict, unethical. But then again, you got to look at the other side. live, this man is the best investigator for this type of situation. That's what, I have to look at all the different angles. I mean, exactly, Roro. You're 100% right. And one thing I always want the facts. I always want the truth to come out. Am I saying they're right? No, I'm not. Because we don't know till the whole thing is over, till it's all said and done. Do I think there's been some very interesting stuff to go on in this case? Yes, I do. 100%. I want the facts to come out. I want closure on this case. Cases like this take a toll on us. They take a toll on all of us. When you do this kind of work, oh, hey, Roro, I'm sure. I'm 100% sure. As I've always said, there's good cops, there's bad cops, and there's horrible cops, just like with people. There's good people, bad people, horrible people. And, my take on the adoptive parents, this is not the newspaper's take. In regards to the adoptive parents, I think they're really bad people. I feel they're really bad people. I get that feeling. And the reason I really get that feeling is it appears that what they did was they tried making this case harder and harder to solve. That's my feeling. But the facts haven't been brought to light yet, which I'm sure they will be. And I'm praying that they throw some individuals lanky behinds in the gray bar for a long, long time. I have not been able to find anything showing that the house is up for sale again. And so y'all know, I actually spoke with a couple of the guys from the cruise, which I've been drinking, from the cruise that rode out to Cal City before. And everybody is basically on deck. We're going to put together the time. Roro, I'm going to get a hold of you because Roro, I want you, and hopefully we can get the biological family to be there also. I've been saying this part from the beginning, folks. I don't care if an individual is 90 years old that's involved in it. If they're involved in the disappearance of these boys, they need to be thrown in jail too. I don't care. Age don't matter. And I'll explain to you guys a little about that. There was a, I'm going to call him a young man, but you'll get it in a minute. A young man by the name of Clyde that lived in Palmdale. That the man was 83 years old, okay? Still selling methamphetamine. Still going on high-speed chases. Still hopping walls and fences and running from the LASD. And he basically did until the end. And anybody, I mean, that shows that age does not matter. It really does not matter, you know? Hey, Rayshawn. You must not have been around out there today, or were you out there when they were out there investigating at the house? All right, Roro. You know, I just wanted to come on. I'm not going to stay on for a real long time, you know, folks. But I wanted to come on and let everybody know that, hey, the case is not cold. And they're investigating it. I was sent the photos from today. And we just need to keep this going and going and going. Don't ever let it go cold. The family needs closure. Roro, we all love you. I know I'm betting everybody on here will say, Roro, we love you. For Ryan, the biological dads, you all have my number. You know, call me anytime. And please, I'll let you all know when we're going to do this ride for a prayer. It would be amazing if y'all could show up. And let's hold one of the largest prayers that's been out there. Right now, we need to pray for the boys. We actually, you know, I was told it was actually Cal City that went out, Rayshawn. And not only do we need to pray for the boys, we need to pray for the adoptive parents and the biological family. We need to pray for the adoptive parents that they see the light and come forth. And they, you know, the adoptive parents, if they're godly people, man, I'll be talking to that man upstairs and coming clean soon. I'll definitely be asking for help and forgiveness. For anybody that's coming on right now, I'll give you just a quick recap. I was called a couple hours ago in regards to investigating being done, logistical investigating being done at the Cal City house on Aspen in regards to the disappearance of Orrin Orson, aka Classic and Sincere. They're doing logistics. Hopefully, with the logistics, they're able to get some more evidence. And I'll say, hey, we don't only need to, I left some people out that need prayed for also. We actually need to pray for law enforcement for guidance, to guide them through this investigation. Nobody's going to forget about these boys. No matter where I go, even when I went to Texas City, I had people out there in that area ask me about the boys. I go to San Diego. We get recognized down there. People ask us about the boys. I pray that we're all guided direction. On a serious note. But we're all sinners. Recently, Bakers, and that they were still working tips, they were still receiving tips. And then today, they're at the Aspen house. And everybody, hey, do me a favor on your way out. Hit that thumbs up button. We were way over 300 people in here, and we're still at 180 something thumbs up. But that's okay. If you don't want to also, it's okay. I don't force anybody for the thumbs up because the thumbs up really don't do nothing. It's just a thank you gesture to me. One thing, God's good. God's watching over. And I'll say it, anybody involved with this case, I suggest you get down on your knees and start talking to God. And the other thing, when y'all get caught, whoever gets caught for what happened to these little boys, y'all better pray to God they don't put you in general population when you go to jail and prison. You better pray to God you don't go to general population. It looks like commenting stopped. Super chat, but I can't see any of the commenting. Hold on, folks. My phone's locked up, so give me a second. I'm going to go to my other phone. got it. She got it quicker than me. And my other phone is slower than molasses, folks. And, you know, ooh, Patricia. That I do feel that there was a definite epic fail in the system. I'm not gonna lie, I feel there was a failure in the system. Somewhere in the system there was a failure, maybe more than one failure in regards to this case.
Good evening, AB Retro. How are you? How's your wife and kids? Did they make it back safe?
There we go, we're back. Alright. I found it. Alright, I'm back, folks. I had to go find all the commenting. But, you know.
Well, definitely. If they can get to R. Kelly, they can get to them too.
Oh, wait. Did anybody, who was a rapper that just recently stepped out of jail and they said he was shot 64 times?
Aaron, how are you?
They killed him right as he left.
Yes, there you go. STK Dre.
Yes.
STK Dre was shot 64 times.
That I do. Oh my, we still have haters out there.
Where?
We have 7 thumbs down.
Oh,
Isn't that amazing? You know,
must be the same person.
that's all right. Because I'll tell them too. The people that are giving us thumbs down, God bless you. God bless you, and may He show you the righteous way. Oh boy. But folks, you know, I gotta tell everybody, you know, working all the cases, it takes a toll on you. You know, there's quite a few cases out here that were extremely, extremely tragic with children. Oh my God, you had Anthony Avalos, you had Noah, you had Gabriel, you had the brother and the sister where the father decapitated them. You know, that's the kind of stuff that's happening in our world right now.
That's sad. That's all against kids, children.
And you know, in a lot of ways actually, hey, I know a lot of law enforcement personnel. A lot. And when I think about it, just think about what a law enforcement officer sees in 1 year. Just what he sees in 1 year. It's truly amazing they stay with it as long as they do. Because I know I wouldn't. Thank you, what Grandma thinks about it. Thank you so much for the super chat. You know, literally within the last month and a half, about the last 2 months, there's been multiple days that have popped up showing in regards to homicide on children that we covered, homicide on senior citizens, homicides on men in approximately my age that had stage 4 cancer. And still killed, murdered by somebody that apparently seriously has issues. That's another case we will be covering soon. I got to get back a hold of the family. You know, we had some issues, you know, as you all know. But we just need. That wasn't a cop, was it?
The one in front of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the one before, no.
Yeah.
What's the one that's in front of
The Charger that just passed us at about 100 miles an hour. He's going to get pulled over, I'm pretty sure. There's so much that needs done. There's so, you know, I get tongue-tied sometimes over all this. You know, I look at this case and, oh my Lord,
This is dangerous.
my grandchildren.
The lights and he's towing something. Towing
Yeah.
a truck.
My grandchildren come to mind, and I don't know what I would do. My heart goes out to all the family. I mean, it's, wow. I'm not just talking Ryan and the bio dads, the aunts, the uncles, the grandmas, the great grandpas and grandmas,
The cousins, nieces,
you know,
and
the whole
nephews.
family.
They all need it.
The friends that knew the children. You know, folks,
They didn't just hurt the family, they hurt the community. They're taking our babies.
I'm almost home, everybody. Just pray that they close out this case soon.
Bring justice.
Bring justice for the boys. Bring justice for the families.
Close your making answers.
And hello, Jennifer Nobles. Hello, everybody. And, you know, I'm going to say it before we get to the house because, as you know, lately it's been cutting us off. God bless everybody. Everybody have a blessed night. You know. Tell your loved ones you love them. Because remember, tomorrow's not promised. Live every day as your last. Because you never know in life. Only God knows. God bless you all. Love you all. We'll talk to you all soon.